Howdy, everyone. My name is Javier Lopez. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering major here at Texas A&M University, and as always, I will be your host for today's episode of Back in Time. Now, as many of you know, we usually do topics that a lot of people find interesting, or we take requests from our audience, and this week, today, we'll be talking about Vikings and Viking ships. You know, it's crazy to think about life before we even existed and to think that Vikings had come to America before. In fact, according to Zimmerman's article from 1999, he mentions how Vikings came to North America about 500 years before Columbus. But how would they have done this? How could they find America? How did they know where to stop or where to keep going? How had they known that they had traveled across half of the globe to a whole new unknown land and then decide, maybe we don't like it so much, we should go back home? Well, honestly, you'd be surprised. Vikings actually made a revolutionary ship. It seems like at first they had based their ship designs on Spanish and Portuguese ships, but after a while, they decided that since they were in constant wars with other countries like England or just their neighboring countries, they decided that they needed to move around a lot of people, supplies, animals, and just things necessary for their survival. So Vikings created what is called a keel. Now, what is a keel, you may be wondering? Well, a keel is actually the very bottom part of a ship, which it really helps with the ship's navigation, and it also gives it a lot of strength. Not only is the keel very important for navigation and strength, but the keel is actually the support base for a ship's mast. So it's important, it's a really important part that they came up in order to make their ships stronger. It's crazy to believe, but according to a 2015 article by Dupe and Olaverria, the keels were so important that Viking ships, the shaping of Viking ships and their hull was based on the design of the keel. So Vikings didn't actually design a ship beforehand for aesthetics or even functionality. Instead, what they did is they made the keel necessary for what they needed to get done. If they needed a really long and strong keel to carry many warriors for battle, or maybe they just needed something for moving of supplies. That's what they would do. So that's what they would make first, and then afterwards they would build the rest of the ship based on the keel size and its shape. I imagine that right now you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's impossible. There is no way Vikings just built their ships as they were going with no prior plans, but they did. Not only were their ships built as they were going, but their ships were also, and I quote, the very best ships, according to a 2005 article by Hollins. Now, it has been discovered in the past years that Vikings actually came up with the magnetic compass, but that was not until their later times. And before, they just used the sun for orientation, but obviously, when you're out on the sea, not every day is sunny and amazing. Of course not. When you are in the sea, it's very likely that you will have cloudy days and thunderstorms, and probably horrible weather one can't even begin to imagine. It's also known in the Scandinavian region where Vikings are from that there can be periods where it won't become daytime for a while or nighttime for a while, such as in the movie Midsummer, uh, where it's daylight for a few days and the sun never goes away. The same thing can happen, but with the nighttime. And for this, Vikings actually use something that is called a sunstone to navigate, according to a 2014 article by Ropars, Lakshmi Narayanan, and LeFloc. Now, according to another article by Ball in 2015, he mentions how sunstones actually allowed Vikings to travel even when the sun was hidden behind clouds. The science behind this hasn't been fully identified, however, because it's actually very hard to find intact sunstones nowadays. However, if you guys would like to learn more about this, please make sure to let me know, and I'll make a video on as much as I can find about sunstones. If you have any other recommendations for any topics you'd like to learn about, please let me know in the comments as well. Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. See you next time.